Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn how to allow device resources to log in into the application using email or username. Since email and username are unique to each user, so it would be great from the user's point of view to have this option to sign in into the system. And you might have seen same features on different platforms as well. Sometimes it is options for email, username and mobile number, but here in this lecture we will only use the email or username to sign in to the system. Okay, so first you need to open the user model, and there we need to add the authentication keys first. Okay, so first switch to the project directory and open the user model, and here with the device modules we need to attach our authentication keys. Okay, and that is a virtual attribute and we will use it as login. Okay, so authentication keys. Okay, and then use login. Sorry, login. Okay, here login is the virtual attribute that represent either email or username. Okay, now define this login as an attribute writer in the user model. Okay, so here after this profile title array, define the attribute writer and name it as login, and then define the instance method with name login. And in this method you need to use @login. If it is present, then it will return @login, or it's the username of the current object, or it is the email of the current object. Okay, so here you can use. Okay, and now we need to add a class method for user model, and that is find for database authentication. In fact, we are overriding the device method with the same name because we want to change the behavior of the login action. We have to override the find for database authentication method. Okay, so let's do that. So after this login method, what you need to do, define a class method def self dot find for database authentication. Find for database authentication, and then provide an argument that is warden conditions. Sorry, it's the warden conditions. Okay, and end this method. Now we need to duplicate these warden conditions, so we will create a new variable with name conditions equal to warden conditions dot dup. Here dup is used to duplicate the object. Okay, and then add the if else condition. Okay, so if login equal to conditions dot delete login. Okay, delete login. Okay, if this condition is true, then we need to run our where query. So where, first convert these conditions to hash. So conditions dot to h. Okay, dot where, and here what you need to use, lower username. Okay, so lower username equal to value, or lower email equal to value. Okay, and add the comma after the string, and here we need to provide value as login dot downcase, and then dot first. Okay, now at the else if this condition is true not true, then what we need to do, we need to check if condition has a key with username or condition has a key with email. Okay, so if conditions dot has key username or conditions dot has key email, if this condition is true, then where condition dot to h, and then return first object from it. Okay, and this else if. Okay, so this is the method that we need to override. So here you can see what we did here. We override the find for database authentication method and provided argument that is warden conditions. Okay, and then we duplicate this warden conditions into a new conditions variable, and here we are assigning a value login by deleting the login from conditions, and then you can see where condition dot 2h, and then we are just making all username and emails to the down case. Okay, and then here you can see what we are checking, where username value and lower email value. Okay, and then we are providing login dot down case. Okay, and if this condition match, then we are fetching the first record from it. Else if this condition is not present, if this condition is not successfully passed, then what we are doing here, if condition dot has key username or condition dot has key email, then we are returning the first object from here. Okay, and that's it, how you can override this. Now save the user model, and as the last thing we need to update the sign in form. Okay, so open the sign in form from the app views users and sessions directory. Come here, and here what we need to do, first we need to change the title label of the field. So here we can provide, let's say, email or password, sorry, email or username. Okay, and then change this email field to text field, and then use login here. This is the attribute that we provided in the user model. Here you can see that we provided it in the authentication keys as login. Okay, now just remove other attributes as well, like this autofocus and autocomplete, because we don't need that. Okay, and that's it. Now come to the browser and sign out the currently signed in user. So first come to the browser and refresh the page. Okay, and then sign out the currently signed in user. Okay, and now what we need to do, here you can see that we are saying email or username. So let's provide the username of the user, let's say Mark Anderson, and provide the password here. Okay, and then when you click on the login, you can see that even using the username, I am able to sign in into the system, and you can see the logs on the terminal. Here you can see that what parameter we are getting into the params, that user, and now we are getting login, not email or not username. Okay, now let's sign out this user and try to sign in with its email. Okay, so go to the browser again and sign out this user, and now we will use the user email. So let's say mark dot son anderson at the rate example.com, and provide the password. And when you click on when you submit the form, you can see that we are still able to sign in with the email as well. And now you can check into the logs as well, that right now we are getting login as mark.anderson at the rate example.com. Okay, so now we are getting email into the login attribute, and here you can see that the sign in count has been updated. From here it was 3 when we signed in through the username, and now it is the 4. Okay, so you can see that now everything is working fine, and user can sign in into the system either using their username or either using their email. Okay, and that's all from this lecture. Try this lecture at your end, and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.